Hello and welcome to Plumeria Play. Today we are rebuilding our 100 baby house. I'm so excited. We finally reached 10 babies in our Let's Play, so I am rewarding myself with a brand new house. I do have a little kitten that is walking around in my lap right now, so I'm so sorry if you hear him or if you see him start moving around, but we are gonna hop right into this build. So for starters, I did actually stream this build on Twitch before it's getting posted here. So I just started streaming. This was actually my first stream ever. So there might be a couple pop-ups every now and then on the screen, but they don't last long since this is sped up so much. But if you ever want to come stop by, I have my Twitch linked in the description below, and I stream on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. But if you ever want to see me be indecisive in real time or help me make some decisions, you can come stop by and see me there. But the floor plan of this actually came together so good. So in my Let's Play, I've been having trouble with my toddlers waking up my teens. So I wanted to get separate rooms for each of the different life stages. So we do end up with an infant room, a toddler room, a children's room, and a teens room, plus a room for our mom sim, whose name is Ashton. I did decide to go with a 2-story home for this build, but I really wanted the toddlers and the infants to be downstairs with the mom sim. So over on that right side is going to be Ashton's little oasis of comfiness, and on the other side is going to be our infant and our toddler room. I will say some odd decisions are made in this build. Like, we really don't have a full kitchen, living, dining setup, but that's not something that we really use in our Let's Play because it's a 100 baby challenge, so we're really going more for speed over for general aesthetic. So you'll see some odd decisions like that made, but that's what makes it a 100 baby house in my opinion. We are playing our challenge in the world of San Sequoia, so I use a ton of the growing together stuff on the exterior. I think almost exclusively growing together stuff on the exterior, and I've said multiple times, growing together is by far my favorite exterior pack for building. I love it and I use it all the time. The Craftsman Style is just very much my personal style, so I love the way this house turns out on the outside. I feel like if I were to build a realistic dream house for myself, it would honestly look something a lot like this on the exterior. We went with that kind of minty sage green color, which is one of my favorite colors. As you'll know if you've been watching me for some time, I feel like I use that color in all of my builds, but I just love it so much and it's such a good color. And we're pairing that sage green together with the wood tone from Growing Together that's like almost a light orange undertone, but I love that wood tone. I feel like it gives it a nice warmth to the build. And I feel like with Growing Together, you can make a nice cohesive exterior so easily. And then we're also putting a large glass sliding door in Ashton's room downstairs because we are going to have a back and side yard kind of where her greenhouse is. But while everything is starting to come together, I want to tell you a little bit about my first stream that I did over on Twitch. It was honestly so nerve-wracking, but I'm so glad that I did it. I didn't advertise it anywhere that I was planning on doing it because I wanted to leave some room for error, and there were certainly plenty of errors made on my part. At one point, I had muted the mic and forgot to unmute it. Apollo kept playing with my string lights, and that was the first time that he had ever done that before. So it was a little bit stressful, but it was so fun, and it was so fun to build this live. I was very fortunate, and I actually did have a few viewers and chatters come in, so it was nice to be able to chat with you guys. So if you did happen to stop over there, thank you so much. You don't know how much I appreciate it. I literally love this experience so much. I was so giddy for the rest of the day after it, but I have worked out some kinks, and I have streamed one more time since. But the first stream being my 100 baby house build is honestly so special because it's my favorite series that we run here on this YouTube page, and you guys are so supportive of it, so it was fun to be able to take that over to Twitch as well. But I'll stop plugging my Twitch now. If you're interested though, it is linked in the description. So back to the build. In here we started putting in a kitchen, and then I don't know, it was kind of squishy, and I was very happy with how the rest of the build had come out, so I didn't really want to change the size of it, and I don't really need a kitchen that much in the 100 baby challenge. The only thing that we use a kitchen for is to make birthday cakes. Everything else we get off of a buffet table. So I go back and forth in that main living area a bunch because I just cannot decide what I want to do. So if you see me bouncing, I'm sorry if that bothers you. We definitely did not do a very strict build. Like, I did not focus on one room at a time by any means. I kind of put stuff down here and there, and then would start a room and then change my mind and go to a different room. I would say it's probably the most chaotic build that I've ever done as far as the structure of it is concerned. But for for the moment, we're back in the main living space, and I'm realizing I did not place down my buffet table, nor that kind of fridge thing from Get to Work. I always forget what it's called, but your toddlers can grab food directly out of that, and it still works like a fridge. So it is a must-have for a 100 baby challenge, in my opinion. So that is what I was doing there, and we are back in there. And then I started placing cribs down and toddler beds down, and then I was like, wait, I need this slide. It was all over the place, and I'm assuming that's probably because I was streaming it, but it's like I was trying to get the stuff that I needed first and then start going back and adding decorations and like color schemes and things into each of the rooms. So now we are in the main bathroom, which is Ashton's bathroom, my mom's room, and I wanted her to have a very nice bathroom. So we needed a tub for toddlers, but I also wanted her to have a shower for quickness, and I wanted it to be really well decorated. I wanted it to be like a not spa-like, but just a nice oasis bathroom, a place that she can go and relax. So I get that nice and cluttered up. We use a lot of the things from the bathroom clutter kit, as well as some nice robes and stuff hanging on the wall. But I think this bathroom turns out so cozy. And then this room upstairs is a little odd. It's kind of long and skinny, but it ends up being our teens room. And I would say this room in particular goes through the most amount of changes out of any of the rooms in the house. So I hope you don't love what I put down first, because it's certainly not going to stay. I was kind of trying to go between beds that had good energy recovery, but also beds that I liked, and those two things are not the same, as it turns out. I might end up regretting this later, but I did opt to go for the beds that I liked instead of the beds that had good energy recovery, and it is not these that are down. I think we end up with high school years beds in the end, and I want to say that this room is the last change that I make altogether. I left all of this footage in. I wanted you to see the level of indecisiveness that occurred, because building is not easy. Some people see like these cut down builds from creators and think that just creators have a really easy time with it, and we struggle too. So I just wanted to leave that in for a little bit of realism. If you don't like all of this being left in, let me know in the comments below. I'd like to hear what you guys like to watch. I think my main issue with our teens room is it didn't feel like a teens room, so I was struggling to like kind of go for functionality, but also go with something that felt like it would fit a teen aesthetic. And then I started trying to put my bathroom down here in this smaller room, but it didn't fit. So our kids' room got squished down into quite a small room in the end. So we swapped those two out, but I love the tiles that we ended up with in our bathroom space. The ones from the new cafe kit, I forget what it's called, the bistro kit. I love it so much, and I feel like it looks so fancy, but I kind of liked it down in here. But both of the tiles in here are actually from the two new kits, and shockingly, they work well together in my opinion. But we are heading back into the kids' room now. I wanted to keep color schemes pretty neutral, but I did want to make it known that this was a kids' room, so we went for more of a kitty kind of wallpaper. We've got our science table down, as well as one of the Blarfies. And then we just have a few little kid paintings, but I did want to keep this room kind of bright and colorful just to indicate that this is a kid's space. So we went with these kind of brightly colored curtains that look like skies, and then got some posters over here on this wall. And I think that that turned out really, really well. I think I'm back in here again, and this is still not what this is going to end up like, I don't believe. But I am just trying everything to make this feel more like a teen space, and I'm struggling so hard for whatever reason until we get to these beds. And then I'm like, we could do like a gamer teen space. That makes a lot of sense. And that's an easy skill to have your teens work on to grade up in school, because it really doesn't matter what skill you have them gain. As long as they have level 4 in it, they can still grade to an A in school. So we're going with more of a gamer aesthetic, and I finally feel like that gets us to the teen aesthetic that I really was trying to get to. So now that we've got all the necessities placed down, we are doing more of the detailed decorations. So we are going and giving each room a color scheme and a theme, and then just making it make a little bit more sense. So here in our infant room, we are going with kind of a cloud and sky theme. So we have this cute little cloud wallpaper. We're putting some cloud decorations. Everything is very white and blue. And then we're using like a yellowy orange as our accent color. I thought it was kind of funny because our newest baby's name is Icarus, and those little baby thingies have a sun on top of them. So I thought that was kind of a funny nod to the new baby's name. So we are back in the toddler room. I forgot toddler potties again. And we are going with a yellow and green color aesthetic in here. I feel like that's kind of what we had in our main baby room in our last house, but I like it the most for toddlers. And I love this little wallpaper with the green flowers on it. I just think it's so cute. So they have most of the toys down here in this room. I thought it made the most sense to have them on the first floor anyways, because that's probably where our kids will be playing the majority of the time, especially since their bedroom's so small. But I think it comes out so cute in the end. And then for decorations, we're using like these craft projects, like the kids crafted them themselves. And I thought that was kind of precious, to be honest. But now that we've got all of our kids' rooms figured out, it's time to move back to this main living space, because I was just not happy with the layout. It was too squished together and it just wasn't working, but we did not need our kitchen to be nearly as big as it was. So we do end up moving that over to the wall that the couch is currently on, and it makes a lot more sense that way. So that is getting moved over now, and then the living room kind of ends up being a smaller space, but that's really all that it needs to be. And we are sticking with a bit of that neutrally cream color and a bit of that sage color as a color scheme. And then we are just working on our little entryway area over here now, just keeping it pretty simple. And I do decide to get a chess table out here on the front porch, because your kids and teens can play that to get some thinking skill up, and they have fun when they do it, which is nice. But now that that is all together, we are headed outside. This 100 baby house is very specific to me in the way that I'm playing the challenge. So for my challenge, Ashton, our mom sim, is doing the crystal crafter aspiration, or at least she was. We're kind of changing up now. But anyways, she's doing a lot of gardening because we're trying to get the magnificent crystal tree. So she has a very large greenhouse out here, which honestly pairs very nicely with this house. If you'd like to use this house though, I feel like you could change this greenhouse out to be any kind of flex space that you want for whatever at-home job you have your mom sim doing. So it's at least nice for that. But for me, it was a greenhouse, and I love how it turns out. We use a lot of the things from the Greenhouse Haven kit, and I use that wood tone, which matches perfectly with the wood tone from the Growing Together stuff. And I just feel like it's so nice and cohesive. That greenhouse looks so good from the outside of the house. So in the backyard, we are getting some trellises where we couldn't put a window due to the placement of our staircase, and just kind of doing some final placements on the exterior of our house. And I wanted this walkway here to match the concrete that was in the world. And then Ashton didn't have her room finished up yet, so we were moving back in there. I just wanted to get her a little dresser and add some more color in here. So we end up with this wallpaper from Cottage Living, which I think actually works so nicely. And then using these curtains from the Desert Luck kit, we wrap them all the way around. I feel like it looks so cozy and luxurious. But now we're back in our backyard again. We had to move that greenhouse over just a little bit. And then I believe we're going into landscaping right after this. I do end up getting a monkey bar set, and I tried to get one of the jungle gems, but we really couldn't afford it. So now we're doing some terrain paint and landscaping. I did plop this swing set down in the front as well. I wanted a really big tree in that back corner just to fill out the lot a little bit more. And then we're going for what I call standard Sims landscaping. It's a little bit more of an overgrown look, but like a structured overgrown look. And we just plop that all around, but that's really our build done. So I'm gonna pop into game now and give you a quick tour of the entire house. This is our 100 baby house from the front. We've got a cute little swing set, our landscaping. And then heading inside, right when you walk in, you're met with our living room and kitchen. We just have a nice small entryway. And then our kitchen is quite small, but like I said, we don't really use it much in the 100 Baby Challenge. We use this buffet table to stock this, and this is a fridge that the toddlers can grab out of, so it's very helpful to have. It's called the Frigidaire Refrigerated Display, so definitely get this if you have the 100 Baby Challenge. And then over here, we've got our toddler room with all the things that they need, as well as our infant room. On this side of the house, we have Ashton's bedroom and a large bathroom. Upstairs, we have our fully decorated teens room. I think after the fact, I ended up adding this clutter down just to make it feel a little more youthful and teenagey, and I think it works so well, actually. And then they all have gaming computers, which is quite cool that we were actually able to afford that. Our kids' room over here is a little bit squishy, but that's because I had originally planned for this to be the bathroom and underestimated the size of these toilet stalls. So those did get swapped out, but they can walk in between these spaces. And then here is our bathroom. It's maybe weird to have a public bathroom in a residential house, but it makes the most sense for the 100 Baby Challenge, so that's why that's in there. And then outside, we just have the toddler slide, a set of monkey bars, and of course, Ashton's greenhouse. All her greenhouse things are still here in our household inventory, but I didn't want to place those down in case you wanted to download this house. I didn't want you to have all her stuff if you didn't want it. But if you're interested in this house, it's just called the 100 Baby House on my gallery, and I do use hashtag #PlumeariaPlay to give you an easier time finding it. Let me guys know what you think of this house in the comments below. And if you're interested in watching our 100 Baby Challenge, I post new episodes every Friday here on my YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!